For quite a while, the livestock sector in Kenya has faced a number of challenges in the form of low livestock production, inadequate provision of extension services, poor livestock nutrition, low quality genetics, animal pests and diseases, among others. However, when it comes to dairy farming as an undertaking, this can be conducted as a profitable business as opposed to being a mere source of subsistence, particularly to the poor rural households. It is out of this consideration that the Government of Kenya and the International Fund for Agricultural Development resolved to introduce the Smallholder Dairy Commercialization Program, otherwise known as SDCP, in July 2006. The overall goal of the program was to increase the income of poor rural households that depend substantially on production and trade in dairy products for their livelihood.
We realize that the rural people depend a lot on dairy, and we thought and said, how can we improve the livelihoods of this, particularly the small-scale farmers, the smallholder groups, through dairy industry. And that's why we sought funding. We talked to our partners and we said, how can we improve the livelihoods of the dairy farmers? And that's actually what prompted us to go into this program.
Dairy value chain is one of the most developed value chains in the agricultural sector in Kenya. So it provides great opportunity for IFAD to reach its mandate. If you try to link the rural poor smallholders to this value chain, make them an active player there, then that would help achieving, lifting as many as possible of those smallholders who are active in this area to get out of poverty, increase their income and become, more business oriented.
From the beginning, the program adopted the market-oriented enterprise approach to promote the advancement of beneficiary farmers, traders and processors to increasingly access benefits from milk and dairy products. However, the first step was the formation and validation of dairy groups.
First, on the dairy commercialization area, we did a participatory rural appraisal so that we could know what are the problems in those areas with the community so that they can be able to narrate, and thereafter we developed an action plan. This action plan narrated all was to be done. Others were capacity building, others were marketing, others were roads. So what we did, the one which the program could not be able to implement, we build the capacity of the community so that they can lobby for support.
The action plans from the group level is what we started intervening. And one, most farmers were not organized in groups. So component number one that we helped the farmers to do is group organization, management, and also now we went further to introduce the entrepreneurship skills to the groups. So with that in mind, then we started now looking at what are these issues, the inadequate feeds. What is this that the strategies they need to do? So promotion of fodder production and conservation was very key for them to get out of that challenge of feeding. The other thing was the technical skills they needed to manage the animals, to manage the diseases, to breed their animals, because it came out the animals were poor breeds. And so we had to bring in the aspect of breeding, the AI, introduction of the AI services, or promoting it, especially to our farmers, so that they could improve on their breeds. Now, on the marketing issue, of course, when it came out, we told them, as an entity, when you are together, unity pays, because they'll be able to bring their milk together, and then they can even now target a market together.
Wakati nakaa nje nikasikia tu kama ni filimbi inalia kwamba wale watu wako kwa vikundi waingie kwa vikundi ndio watasaidika. Wakiwa peke yao hawatasaidika. Nikajaribu kufikiria kikundi gani hiyo, ati sasa kama mafundisho imekuja ya ng'ombe. So wakati nilienda hiyo mafundisho ilikuwa imeletwa na IFAD. So IFAD wakatufundisha kutoka na walimu wetu wa agriculture kutoka the Ministry of Livestock. Katueleza mambo ya kufuga ng'ombe wa maziwa. Tulifundishwa vile utahifadhi chakula. Vile utajengea store ya ng'ombe, sio ati store ya mahindi tu. Ndio tulifundishwa vile unapea ng'ombe, yani ile style binadamu tunakula. Carbohydrates, protein, vitamins. So tukafundishwa hiyo yote kwamba ukipea ng'ombe yako hii kiwango kilo fulani, ng'ombe inakupea maziwa kiasi fulani. Tukakalikire mwalimu huyo sasa, Mr. Kaguma actually mwenye tulikuwa na yeye akatuonyesha vile ukikalikireti faida ya mwezi ya ng'ombe na ya mwaka, faida ya kuku kwa mwaka, faida ya mahindi kwa mwaka. So tukaona mambo ya ng'ombe imeebuka mzindi.
IFAD and the Kenya government agreed on 3 criteria to identify the program area. That was milk density, poverty levels, which was set at 46%, and the market access. This led to the program to work in 9 counties, the first one being Nakuru, Uasin Gishu, Trans Nzoia, Nandi, Bomet in the former Rift Valley, and then Bungoma and Kakamega in the former Western, and then Kisii and Nyamira.
With time, the program has built the capacities of 527 dairy groups that comprise 16,271 members, of which 60% are women. Through the advancement of their technical skills, dairy groups have been empowered to increase milk production per cow from 4 liters to 12 liters per day. Consequently, the average cost of producing 1 liter of milk dropped by 25%. With such increased milk production, about 90% of dairy groups supported by smallholder dairy commercialization program have moved up the ladder to a market-oriented level. For instance, Suka Farmers Cooperative Society in Subukia, Nakuru County is one of the dairy groups with operational structures in place and are functioning as a business entities engaged in value addition that generate good returns. Indeed, most of the dairy groups have already entered into market arrangements with processors.
We were involved in correcting and bulking milk and selling it to processors. Initially, we started with the KCC, we went to Brookside, and currently we are selling our milk to Bahati processors. And farmers are distributed all over the sub-county of Subukia, which has 3 ones of Waseges, Kabasi, and Subukia wards. Now, our current supply is 1,500 as at now because of the dry weather that affected the whole area. Otherwise, we are capable of correcting 5,000 liters on daily basis, which we had achieved earlier.
The increase in milk production would not have been possible without improved access to quality dairy cattle feed and fodder. In this regard, farmers have increased the area under fodder crops from 10,560 acres to 28,800 acres. Moreover, some farmers have also established 10,500 acres of land with disease-free fodder. In addition, utilization of crop residues has risen significantly since the inception of the program. For instance, Shirikisho Community Development Group in Bomet County is one of the dairy groups involved in growing Bomarod's grass as a dairy cattle feed.
What we do as Shirikisho Community Development Group members, our group members are trained to establish feeds at their own farms. We have also gone a long way by training our efforts together as group members. And so far, we have done up to 12 acres of Bomarods under hay, and everything is commercial. We also have a store which has been established by group members, whereby we collect feeds from group members and then we sell as a group, and the proceeds divided among us, our members. As for the kind of business that we do as a group, we also harvest, bale and sell. So we also get some proceeds out of it, and then we do group activities and even make some other investment which is beneficial to members.
We've just come out of a very bad drought, and that had a lot of strain on the feeds of the livestock. So that challenge is there, but we encourage, through the program, we encourage and train our members, the communities, the group members to practice conservation of fodder, so that there is no variation throughout the year, that there is enough feed throughout the year. We want to avoid fluctuation as much as possible, because fluctuation in feed is fluctuation in the produce, in the amount produced.
To this end, SDCP has promoted the zero grazing approach, which saw 1,854 farmers constructed zero grazing units for their dairy cows. Furthermore, 3,205 pedigree cows have been bought by the beneficiaries of the program for increased milk production. Now the argument that one needs a big piece of land for dairy farming is outdated. Basically, what is required for dairy farming is knowledge and skills, adequate feed and quality dairy cows, and above all, a sense of commitment, as ably demonstrated by these two brothers.
Hii kazi kwa wengi wanaona kuwa kazi ngumu na kazi ya uchafu, vijana wengi ambao wako rika yetu. Lakini sisi kulingana na ile miaka tumefanya, miaka 4 sasa, tangu 2013 wakati tulijoin mzee. Na hiyo kazi nimefanya, compared na ile kazi nilifanya kitambo, iko tofauti kubwa sana. Maono yetu hapa ni tuongeze kiwango ya ng'ombe, tuwe na ng'ombe kama 40 na 50. Na kila wakati tutakuwa tunakamua ng'ombe, tunakamua ng'ombe kama 20 kwa kila wakati. Na wao ni ng'ombe wenye, kwa ng'ombe 20 tusipate chini ya maziwa lita 500 ama 600. Tuweke ng'ombe wachache, tuwalishe vizuri, tuwalinde vizuri na tupate maziwa mengi.
We switched from boma rods to silage making. So when we started giving our animals silage, it became cheaper. We used to spend about 700 shillings to feed an animal a day. Now we are using close to 30 shillings to feed one animal in a day. So we have greatly reduced the cost of producing that liter of milk. The other thing that we found was labor, the cost of labor. For instance, we used to chop the silage, the corn with the pangas. We used to take a few boys and then bring them on the farm. They used to chop about 20 to 30 boys. We paid each 200 to 300 shillings a day. It was very costly. But when we started mechanizing the farm, using a tractor to chop the corn silage, it became cheaper, much cheaper. We got that knowledge through 3 ways. The first one was through a farmer from Nakuru. I remember that farmer very well, Professor Elijah Uwor. He gave us a lot of information. In fact, he is the one who encouraged us most on growing maize silage for our animals. The other source is through the internet. We got a lot of information from the internet on how to reduce the costs. The other, through training. The livestock office in Lugari took us to very many farms, trainings, and that's how we learned about reducing the cost.
And one of the areas that we're emphasizing a lot is on the issue of feeding. Farmers are experiencing a lot of challenges in terms of feeding, because feeding, the cost is very high. So through this program of SDCP, we are capacity building the beneficiaries, our farmers, mainly to make sure that they reduce the cost of production. And when they reduce the cost of production, they will increase the production in milk, and they may do value addition to their products. So one of the things that we do to our farmers to make sure that they make their own feed on farm. If they are able to grow crops like sunflower, they can grow crops like soybean that are high in protein content, desmodium, lucerne. They can plant other crops like maize to make silage. And if they do these things on their farm and also formulate their own rations on the farm, the cost of production is reduced. And as such, if the cost is reduced to about 15 shillings per kilogram of milk produced, then the farmer will be at a very right or a very good point of making profit in dairy farming.
As a result of the unwavering commitment shown by dairy farmers to the program, a total of 58,628,548 shillings has been disbursed to 94 dairy groups as dairy enterprise grants to improve various dairy activities. In addition, over 6,000 group members have accessed credit worth 300 million shillings for buying dairy animals, improving zero grazing units, among other things. This is further enhanced by the arrangements farmers have with their cooperative societies to access products such as dairy meals, mineral supplements and veterinary services on cash or check-off system in order to ensure proper attention to their dairy cows.
We have rendered a premise where the farmer can secure the inputs. Once the farmer has delivered his milk here, he surely needs something to feed his dairy cow, like the dairy milk. He surely needs the dawas to kill the ticks, like the dip chemicals. He surely needs the mineral supplement.
Since the launch of